Team Taiwan completed the second best Olympics in the history of Taiwan with a total of 7 medals, 2 gold and 5 bronze medals in the events badminton, boxing, shooting, gymnastics, and weightlifting. And again, for those of you who wonder why I say Team Taiwan and not Team Chinese Taipei, that is simply because I'm Swedish and that is what Taiwan is being called in Swedish news media. And as if that was not enough, it turns out that all the Taiwanese gold medalists also made Olympic history, with Li Yang and Wang Qilin not only winning the first Taiwanese gold at the 2024 Olympics, but they were also the first double pair ever to defend their Olympic title from last Olympics. And I don't mean that they're the first Taiwanese people to pull this off, I mean that they are the first duo ever in the history of Olympics to win back-to-back Olympic golds in badminton. And in addition to this, they were also the first duo in the history of the Olympic Games to win 2 back-to-back gold medals within 3 years, which I think is a record that will last for a very, very long time, maybe even through our entire lifetime. And speaking about lifetime-long records, turns out that Taiwan's other gold medalist Lin Yu-ting might actually be the last Olympic boxing gold medalist ever in the entire history of the Olympic Games. Now, in order to properly explain this is going to be a little bit in-depth video this time. We're going to cover everything from Lin Yu-ting, Harry Potter, the International Olympic Committee, and the International Boxing Association's connection with Russia. And although I will share some quite shocking news later in this video, I was just as shocked realizing that only 20% of you are actually subscribing to my channel. So if you do want to support me and my talking about Taiwan and Taiwanese related news in international media, please do consider liking this video and subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Both these options are 100% free and they really help me tremendously getting these Taiwan related news pushed out and promoted through, hopefully, the rest of the world. And for those of you who want to go the non-free route, you can also, of course, support me by leaving some super thanks down in the comment sections as well. But okay, so here we go. In order to better understand this, we need to go back to last year's 2023 Boxing World Championship, where Lin Yu-ting first won the bronze medal in the World Championship, only to then later getting disqualified by the International Boxing Association, IBA. Please remember this name, we're gonna come back to this many times throughout the video, since she failed to meet eligibility rules following a test conducted by an independent laboratory. And now you might ask, what kind of tests or rules did she actually fail to meet? Well, the answer is that no one knows. And that is also kind of the whole reason to this entire mess that we have ended up in right now. Because if you have been following the Olympic Games, especially the Taiwanese or just boxing related news in general, you might already be aware of this discussion, the rumors, and to be honest, straight up hate that has been circling around the entire internet regarding this year's Olympic boxing matches. Because although she has been competing as a female since middle school and have been supported by not only Taiwan's International Boxing Association, Taiwan's Olympic Committee, and the entire country of Taiwan, J.K. Rowling, for some reason, the author of Harry Potter, has gotten into the debate and demanded the IOC to end this insanity. So here we have an author who has invented an entire world of wizards, witches, goblins, and all different kinds of imaginations, but still is unable to imagine how a boxer from Taiwan can become an Olympic champion without some kind of cheating or rule breaking. And now you might wonder, but if Lin Yu-ting actually did get disqualified from the World Championship last year, then how is she even able to attend the Olympic Games this year? Great question. Well, this is because the International Boxing Association, the IBA, and the International Olympic Committee, the IOC, are two completely different organizations. So, just to clarify, the International Olympic Committee has absolutely nothing against Lin Yu-ting competing and winning the 2024 Olympic Games. However, something that they do have something against is, you guessed it, the International Boxing Association, including the 2023 World Championship gender test, since they, and I quote, were illegitimate and lacked credibility. In fact, the International Boxing Association, the IBA, was first suspended by the International Olympic Committee all the way back in 2019 and then later withdrawn from being recognized in 2023, very much due to the lack of credibility and transparency within the IBA. And this is where things are starting to get even crazier, to be honest. And I have to admit, I had absolutely no idea about this whole mess and chaos before I started to prepare the script for this video. And I did spend a lot of time doing the research just to try to understand it myself, but then also be able to summarize this in this YouTube video that you hopefully will find interesting and entertaining enough to hopefully subscribe to this channel. Anyway, as I said, this is where things are starting to get really crazy, and I want you to kind of have the same surprise as I had when I first read this. So I will actually read out the IOC, the International Olympic Committee's own statement regarding the International Boxing Association from May 30th of this year. So this is actually before the Olympic Games in Paris had already started. And with so many other things in life, this has everything to do with money, or more precise, where the money in the IBA actually are coming from. So, according to the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, as always with the IBA, it is unclear where the money is coming from. This total lack of financial transparency was exactly one of the reasons why the IOC withdrew its recognition of the IBA. The IBA was not prepared to transparently explain the sources of its financing or to explain its full financial dependency at the time on a single state-owned company, Gazprom. And for those who don't know, let's just do a quick Googling and see what Gazprom actually is. Look at that. PJSC Gazprom is a Russian majority state-owned multinational energy corporation headquartered in the Lakta Center in St. Petersburg. So the reason for why IBA was suspended by the IOC was because they were not prepared to explain its full financial dependency on a Russian state-owned energy corporation. Wow. I'm not sure if this answered more questions than it created, but one question do remain. Why did I say that Lin Yu-ting might be the last Olympic boxing gold medalist ever? Well, let's continue reading the official IOC statement. Due to the suspension and the subsequent withdrawal of recognition by the IOC in 2023, the IBA had no involvement in either the qualification for or the organization of the boxing tournament of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 and is not involved for Paris 2024 either. Remember, this was all done before the actual games in Paris began this year. The qualifications and the Olympic tournaments were and are being organized by boxing units set up by the IOC to protect the athletes, the national boxing federations, and the respective national Olympic committees. So basically what they're saying here is that IBA are not welcome to organize the boxing events at the Olympics, but we don't want to screw over the actual athletes and all the other countries who want to participate, so we, the IOC, will step in and organize these events ourselves. But for all these reasons, boxing is currently not on the sports program of the Olympic Games LA 28. The IOC has made it very clear that it cannot again organize such Olympic boxing competitions. In order to remedy this, Olympic boxing needs to be organized by a credible, well-governed international federation, meaning not the IBA. It is therefore clear that any boxer whose national federation adheres to the IBA will not be able to participate in the Olympic Games LA 28. There you have it. Boxing is currently not on the sports program of the Olympic Games LA 28. That means that as of right now, Lin Yu-ting will still be the Olympic champion after next Olympic Games LA 28 as well. And if the IOC can't find another credible, well-governed international federation to continue organizing these boxing events at future Olympics, that means that just like Lin Yu-ting will forever be a champion in my eyes, she might also be a forever Olympic gold medal champion as well. There you have it, a little bit different video this time, but hopefully you still like it by actually liking this video and subscribing to this channel. Again, only 20% of the viewers seem to actually subscribe to this channel, but it really goes a long way, not only for my own personal motivation, but also by telling YouTube that these videos are interesting and should be shared with more people in Taiwan, but also to other people outside of Taiwan to make them discover these Taiwan-related boxing Olympic news, and then by extension also making them discover Taiwan as well. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.